Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to KidsTown Live. I'm Becky Santini. I'm the Children's Ministry Director at Covenant Community Church. I have got myself a fancy little lapel microphone here today, so hopefully you all will be able to hear me better. So we are still in the book of Matthew, and we are continuing today talking about the Sermon on the Mount. And one of the other things that Jesus was telling all of his, all the listeners, all the people who came to listen to him, telling them about. So lots and lots and lots of people wanted to hear Jesus speak. So he went up on a hill, he sat down on the side of the hill so everyone could sit around him and listen. And then he began to tell them how they could follow God. He told them about heaven. He told them they should be kind to everyone, even if the other people were not kind to them. He told them they should help the poor and that they should not judge others. And to help people understand something very important, Jesus told them a parable. And a parable is a story, a type of a story. So Jesus looked at the people and he said to them, "You are the salt of the earth. But if salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men." So what do you think Jesus meant by that? Such a weird statement that when salt loses its saltiness, it should be thrown out and trampled by men. Do you think he was saying that we're not human, but we're salt instead? That, because he said, "You are the salt of the earth." No, of course he doesn't mean that we are salt instead of human. But Jesus was saying something very important. He was trying to make a simple understanding, to make it simple to understand. So he was using the example of salt. So I have some salt here. I like this kind of salt. Oh my goodness, my computer is making all sorts of noise. I like this salt because it's big grains of salt. I don't know if you guys can see that, how big those grains of salt are. And then you turn this little thing here and you get smaller grains of salt. But do you guys like salt? What does food taste like if there's no salt? Good morning, Miss Barbara Cantrell. So when we add salt to food, it tastes better. We don't want to add too much though. When we add just the right amount of salt to food, it makes it taste better, brings out the flavor in it. So what Jesus was saying is that God put Christians in this world so that we can make the world better. Are you salt? Do you make the world better? So I want you to think about some ways that we can make the world better as Christians. Just like we would put a little bit of salt on our food to make it taste better, God put us into our world, into our community, into our families, so that we could make it better. So think about ways that you could make school better. When you're able to go back to school, what are some things that you could do to make it better? What about sports? When you play sports, think about that. When you live a Christian life, when you live like Jesus, you make things better around you. People notice it, they see the difference, and it kind of starts to change them as well. So after Jesus told the people the parable about the salt, he told them another parable. He said, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." What do you think he meant by saying, "You are the light of the world"? Do you think he meant Again, we're not humans, but we're light bulbs? No, of course not. He was saying a parable to tell people something very important, just like the parable about salt. Many people in this world don't know about God. Jesus said that it is like they're in a very dark place and they need someone to give them some light so that they can see. When Christians obey God, then it is like a light shining. People see Christians doing good things and it makes them want to follow God. If we do good things, it's like our light is shining. So if people never see us do good things or say good things, then it's like we're putting a big bowl over our light. So if we are this candle, I'm going to light this candle. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so here we have this candle, this light. It's a little bit small, but it's still putting out light. That's you and that's me. When we do good things, when we say good things, we are shining a light. It's kind of a dim light, isn't it? So, but if we don't let other people see that, it's just like we're taking a big bowl, putting it right over the light. No one can see it. What's the point of that? There's no point in that, right? We want to keep it uncovered so everyone else can see it. So sometimes though, we get embarrassed or ashamed, and we don't want people to know that we're Christian. Has that ever happened to you? So if we're ashamed to do good things, it's like we're putting a bowl over our light. Okay? So salt can change things for better or for worse. We as Christians can have an impact on other people, flavoring them, saving them, and changing the world. And our responsibility as light shiners is to share our light. Love and presence and purity shining in a dark world. So the only way to get rid of darkness is with light. That's what you and I are. We are the light in the world. So I want to show you 2 fun little projects I have. Something that you can do to help you remember how to be the light. You're going to walk with me for a minute because I did not get my 2 pieces of paper out. I got everything else out, but not my 2 pieces of paper. So we're going to pick some papers out, just a couple of colors. I think I'm going to pick out 2 different colors. Don't mind me. Sorry, guys. Let's see. I have green. Okay, we'll do green. And how about purple? Green and purple. That'll be good. Whoops. Okay, so green and purple it is. You guys dizzy yet? Walking around in circles with me? Okay. Green and purple. Here we go. We're going to make a paper lantern. Just like this guy right here. To help us remember that we are the light of the world. So, this is pretty easy. I used to make these all the time as a kid. I did find a new way to make it though. Put another piece of paper on the inside. So, gonna pick your two colors, okay? The first one, we're gonna cut 2 strips off of it. I also need scissors. Here's my scissors. Okay, so we're gonna cut, actually I'm gonna cut this side because it has, I'll cut this side. We're gonna cut 2 strips off. They're about 1 inch wide, and if you're very particular about straight lines, you'll want to draw your lines with a ruler first. Okay, so that's the first part. I'm gonna take this guy right here, and I'm gonna just make it into a cylinder, okay? And I'm just gonna put some staples on it. You can glue yours, but I'm gonna staple my ends together so that it stays as a cylinder. Well, my stapler is choosing to not work today. That's not helpful. Oh, no. Okay. Stand by, folks. Hey, Nina. Can you get me a stapler, please? Mine is not working. Yes. Thank you. All right, we have a stapler coming. A stapler is coming. Because mine, you see what it's doing? It's not putting the whole staple in. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. And can you take the dogs out with you, please?
Yes. Come on. Come on, boys.
Oh, that's loud. Thank you. All right, so we're going to staple this end here. It's very comical here. Sorry about that, guys. This is real life. Okay, got it stapled. Woo! All right, now I'm going to take my other paper and I'm going to cut one strip off of the end of this paper. This strip is going to be my handle. And again, if you are very particular about straight lines, then what I want you to do is use a ruler and draw a line before you cut it. Now, you're going to take this paper, your second paper, you're going to fold it in half like this. Okay. And again, here's another time. If you want lines that you can see, you'll go on the open and closed end, okay, not the folded edge. And you can take a ruler and you want to give yourself a little border, okay, just like this. And you're going to draw a line right along the edge of your ruler, okay? So you'll have a line all the way down. It's hard to draw that while I'm holding it in the air. And then you're going to cut. You're going to cut strips up to that line you drew, okay? So it's going to start to look like this. Remember, we're starting at the folded edge. The part that we're not cutting through is on the part that opens up, okay? So you're going to cut your little strips to the line that you drew, and it's okay if they're not perfect. Okay, there we go, just like that. You're going to open it up. Then you're going to take this guy and you're going to staple. You want to kind of make it squishy in there. So you're going to staple again using a stapler that works. One end here, and then you're going to, it's a little bit longer. You guys see that? It's a little bit longer, so we're going to push it up so it's the same length, and we're going to staple that edge. Okay. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap it all the way around so it meets back up there. Okay, just like this. So now it looks like that. Now we're going to staple. Or if you prefer, you can glue, you can tape. For my purpose right now, stapling is much quicker. Okay, so we have it like this. Okay, let's try this stapler again. Ran out of staples. Then you've got your two strips that you cut off that you can glue around for decoration if you want. This for this part I would glue. Okay, glue it to the top and glue one around the bottom, or you don't have to. And then you use your piece that you cut off for a handle, and then you have your paper lantern to remember that you are the light of the world, to shine light into the darkness so others can see Jesus through you. The other thing I have for you is something you can print off. It's a coloring page. I had a lot of fun coloring this one. And I don't know if this is backwards for you guys or not. It probably is, and so I apologize. But it says you are the salt of the earth. Okay? So you can print this off, and then it has the entire section from Matthew 5:13. The whole portion of it right there. So those are the things that you can do to help you remember you're the salt of the earth, or that you are the light of the world. You are both. You can be both. Be the salt and be the light. Okay, we're going to close in prayer. God, I thank you so much for this time. Thank you for your lessons through Jesus. Thank you for reminding us that we can bring light into the darkness and that we can bring love and joy into the world. In your son's name we pray. Amen. Have a wonderful week, everybody.